One of our favorite days of the week. Mondays, Tuesdays, except for hot takes. Wednesday, though. It's when it gets going. We've stretched our legs. We're feeling good. A little hot. You know, I mean, we got hot weather outside, more hot weather showing up. We got our one-hit wonders and crazy white women doing crazy white women stuff. Something happened last week with the white ladies. They went extra. So I'll tell you guys that. So be prepared for that. By the way, Sports Program is brought to you by NCAA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. Apparently, we're still at war. We sent them a 15-point proposal, and they said, we'll take a look. And then they said, nah. That was it. So now Israel, apparently, and is worried that we're going to call a truce. They're not thrilled by that opportunity for us to say, hey, we want to call a truce. So I don't know, but we've talked about, look, Israel, at the end of the day, Trump has to think about politics. I mean, this is life or death, but he's got to think about politics. And he saw a woman last night win in his backyard on a special election, a Democrat. That ain't making him feel good. He's looking across the board at all these elections and special elections, and he's thinking, okay, I've got to think about other things because I can't see, if we get blown out here, what my next 2 years is going to look like. So now with all of these, I mean, well, let's be real. We've got some, we're sending some soldiers over. And as they said in the movie Braveheart, didn't get dressed up for nothing. And the question is, it's going to be Carg Island? Is it going to be something like that? Is that what we're going to do? I find that hard to believe that we would go into Carg Island, that island out there, because you're going to have to firebomb miles and miles inside of Iran to try to make sure that there's some sort of protection for those guys. Just be sitting ducks. You can't have that. Can't. So do I think this is going to last forever? No. Do I think it could get uglier before it gets better? Yes. But we're going to find out. Let the powers that be have to sort this thing out. And now you've got the Saudis and many of the Gulf states are pushing Trump to keep going, keep going, keep going. Well, when you are a theocracy, when you're a dictator, you can kind of do what you want. Tell everybody keep going, keep going, keep going. You're not worried about getting voted out. You're not worried about your party facing serious issues. They have issues, the Republicans. There's no doubt about it. There isn't. And so the question's going to be in the coming days is how far are we going to go? And I saw the 15-point plan. And, yeah, no, it's not, it was This is the best way to describe it. It's an kind of plan. How's your plan? Wasn't great. Wasn't as good as the plan that they offered the Iranians earlier, including lifting all the sanctions and a bunch of other stuff. So it's like we're going backwards to try to get out of this.
I'm pretty sure the sticking point was, and I don't know why he did this, but, Trump demanding that they turn over their technology they have to keep McDonald's ice cream machines running.
Those things are never running. Ever.
If he could have just left that one out,
yeah,
we'd have peace.
We would have peace in the Middle East. That's all we takes right there, kids. And we'd give them the big arch. We'll allow them to have the, you know what? Here's the deal, Iran. This is our final offer. If you say today, we're done, we're not going to have any nuclear weapons, you guys can come in and run everything, all of that stuff, we'll let you guys have the McRib for the whole year. The whole year, if you want. Shamrock Shake if you want to.
McDonald's isn't going to approve that.
They don't have a choice.
Actually, you know what? They might if they can get some stores into the country.
Well, not only they might because of Trump. Remember Trump was an assistant manager during the campaign.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's a fry guy.
He was working the drive-through.
He was. So for Trump, they might. For Trump, they might go, you know what? I've asked the guy. I went to Ronald himself, and I said, Ronald, if there's any way that we could do this, it would be great. And Ronald said, I agree. So now we're going to have McRibs all year just in Iran. So that'll be interesting over the next couple of days. I mean, we've got we're going to have 5,000 potential troops, ground troops in and around the area. So where are they staying? Are they going to be on boots on the ground in other parts of, in Saudi Arabia? Or we're going to move some of them over there. We're going to have some of them in Qatar, Oman. Where are they going to be? And then or are they going to be on the ships ready to deploy? When I talked to my military guy yesterday, last night, he and I were chatting. He said, look, he goes, they do deploy everywhere. He goes, but when you see this, because he's the first one who told me yesterday before, it was announced that they were heading over there. He goes, if you see mechanized division start to head over there, that's when you know, okay, things about to get really real. Really, really, really ugly. And I'll think, oh, God, no, I don't want that. I think we can all agree that's not something we want. Meanwhile, watching the people at TSA, I feel bad for some of these people just trying to get through the line, having to cancel flight after flight, being stuck. How infuriating must it be to be sitting there in line, trying to get through that damn line? It's already stressful enough. And as you're trying to get through it, knowing, okay, my flight is taking off. My flight is left. There's nothing I can do.
We were here yesterday, and our flight left at 8:05, and we got here at 3:30. We missed our flight after being in line for like 4 hours. So our flight is at 8:05 again today. So we got here extra early.
About 2.5 hours so far, and it looks like probably another hour or so to go. It's insane.
And we've been in this airport since 8 o'clock in the morning. Very tired, queuing and very slow.
And I'm hoping it's just another hour. It looks like maybe it's about an hour per floor, maybe. And you have to go down to the 3rd floor, up to the 2nd floor, outside, back inside.
Oh, God. So as you said, my buddy is in New Orleans. So my buddy's on a work trip, and he was getting ready to come back, and then he's supposed to take off again with his family this weekend. He's like, we're not doing that.
Plus, in addition to all that, you got to worry about your plane hitting a fire truck when you land.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's probably not a good thing, right? Last time I checked, that's not a good thing. Because, you're probably thinking, well, why is the fire truck in the air? Well, it wasn't. It was on the ground. See, that's where the silliness went. So let's take a look at if you're looking at some of these times are insane. And George Bush, it's only 90 minutes right now. Hartsville, it's same thing, 4 hours plus. Good luck to you. JFK, same thing, not available. Newark, LaGuardia, none of those are available. Orlando, it's only 31 minutes.
I think it's a miracle that Houston's that short.
Yeah, it is. But because I think people are done. I think people are just like, you know what? Screw it. Screw it.
But that's a major hub, and people, that's one of the places you have to go to get to other places.
Yeah, it's a major hub. It is. Atlanta, and Houston, Dallas, those are all major hubs.
Atlanta's the busiest airport in the world.
The busiest airport in the world. And that's why it says, don't come here.
It would make sense that they're backed up beyond belief.
Don't come here. That is it's 4 hours. They're telling you now sometimes 5-6 hours. And you're watching people in the parking lot snake around just to get into the airport. And apparently yesterday in New Orleans, there was only like 2 or 3 TSA workers in certain areas. It's ugly. It's ugly, baby. It's ugly. Hey, Bell, I saw this today, and I thought it was a lie. Do you know Lord of the Rings? You're familiar with that?
Not a super fan, but I know a little bit.
Did you see that Stephen Colbert is going to help write the new Lord of the Rings with Jackson? I was like, what?
Is it April 1st?
No, it's not. No, that's what he's going to be doing after he leaves. He and Jackson are starting to work on some sort of Lord of the Rings, something Gollum or something. I don't know. I don't watch it.
Is Colbert a super fan?
I think he is.
Well, okay. I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
And he was a writer for a long time.
Yeah.
But I just find that fascinating.
Anytime his name comes to mind, I'm always thinking comedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Maybe they're going to make this one a funny haha. You think?
Maybe Gollum goes to college.
Gollum's the dude who's always about the precious, right?
Yeah.
That's how much I know about Lord of the Rings.
He's using the ring to sneak into the girls' showers.
No. What is the ring about?
Turns you invisible.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all it does?
I guess.
It doesn't give you superpowers.
No, it turns you invisible.
No. It's got to be more than that.
I don't know. I think it controls the other rings.
How many rings are there?
Bunch, 12.
That's how much I know about this.
Every
nerds.
Yeah,
Nerds.
You don't want to talk Star Wars. I'll be a little more educated.
Nerds. Oh, goodness me. So, a lot of good stuff. White Woman Wednesday, plenty of white women. People are saying, Chad, they don't eat pork in Iran. You're correct. And you know what? Luckily, McDonald's doesn't serve it. It's really the McGelatin.
It'll be the Iranian version made out of goat.
So, let's see here. ATL. Let's take a look at the ATL wait times right now. Have they brought people in? I know Trump said earlier they're going to be bringing in maybe the National Guard. What's that for at that point in time? You want to fix this? You guys do? You really want to fix this? You go over to Chick-fil-A and you say, come over here and run these lines.
Because they'll do a better job than what's being done now.
Do you remember when COVID, when they started giving out shots, finally you get shots? And so in Phoenix, I was the first day they were trying to give out shots. They were giving them out at Glendale Stadium or University of Phoenix Stadium where the Cardinals play, and it was a nightmare. And we had our reporter down there, and we were joking because they were giving out Chick-fil-A, and I joked with our reporter. I said, "Oh my God, they should go get the Chick-fil-A people to help run the lines." The Chick-fil-A people hopped over and fixed all the lines for them so they could get people in and out at 100 miles an hour because they were doing such a poor job.
That is not true.
Mm-hmm.
You are lying.
No, because they were out there handing out stuff to the first responders. And so they were there, and they went over, and they started fixing everything. And they said that it cut down the times really fast.
This is just another great example of how poorly government can do something versus the free market.
Yes. You know who's not having problems? San Francisco. Continue to go back to this because they are private.
They cleaned up all the poop?
No, the airport. There's lots of poop. I mean, they don't let you poop in the airport. You're not allowed.
That's why you have to go out and do it.
You
got
to go outside. San Francisco, you have to go outside of the airport if you want to poop in San Francisco.
And they're not going to let you through security with your hypodermics.
No. You've got to purchase your hypodermics there. And you got to get one that says, "Hey, I've been to San Francisco." All right, coming up, a lot of stuff to get to today. That was our talk of serious stuff right there, which was Iran. We're not going to talk about it anymore because we're moving on, unless anything crazy happens. White Woman Wednesday. White women are out of control in a special way today. Kylie is so spectacular that she deserved like an hour of crazy, and we might play you some hour of crazy.
She needs her own show.
She does.
We got to talk to the boss about maybe getting her on for an hour at night.
She would be so much fun. She would be. But I think she's gun shy, that's lack of a better term, because that guy had her on a couple weeks ago on one of those shows where they bring on all the women, and it's just him and another, and he really blasted her, and I think she's kind of, she didn't want to do that now. But you know what? I'm working on it.
Did he legitimately get her, or was it just an argument?
They had a lot of gotcha questions, but it was an argument. And look, her stuff fell apart when, scrutinized a lot of it. But, it was pretty spectacular, though. So we got a little White Woman Wednesday. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Belle is the defending champion. We will see if Belle can go 2 in a row.
Or smoke you both today.
Or if I will get back the belt.
Ain't
or
happening.
If Ken will get a belt.
Vote Ken Weaver.
Don't.
Vote Ken Weaver. Oh, by the way, I got some good Ditch audio, too. Our good buddy Ditch.
Oh, you looked him up, did you?
Oh, did I, man? I spent 40 minutes today watching old Ditch pitching everybody. Ditch pitching for governor. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor. If you're sore, right? Maybe you're a plumber, you're a roofer, your body's just, it's sore, and you're thinking, your muscles are getting sore and sore. You've got inflammation. You don't even really understand it. That's why you need Relief Factor. Naturally formulated. It's got omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, all this stuff we talk about. It's got black pepper extract, which helps your body absorb it more. And what this does is it attacks those pathways where there is inflammation. It helps you with your joints and your muscle pain and it is awesome. So you don't have to be sick and tired and just tired and sore and just you feel 1,000 times better. So don't live your life in pain. Get out of it with the Relief Factor. I want you to try a 3-week quick start right now. It is $19.95, so it's less than $20. You're going to feel the difference. I'm telling you guys right now. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Wait. They have to have security because of the bang-up job they did? Good God. How did we get here? I'll tell you how. We allow stupid to run too many things. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, every Wednesday, we not only do One Hit Wonder Wednesday, but we'd like to have a little smile on our face because white women love to tell us how we should act.
It's White Woman Wednesday. She's saving the world in a thread bag. Tapping lists every sentence, then hit send and calls it present. White Woman Wednesday.
Now, I will tell you, normally, because Ken and I do the work, Belle you hear Belle talk about sandwiches and them ironing his shirt and, things of that nature. I mean, Belle is, we get it.
I got a gift for Kylie. It's called a broom.
Oh, see what I'm saying? That's right there. But, ladies and gentlemen, between the brooms, the iron, he's not buying you a dishwasher, by the way. That's what your hands are for.
That's what you are. Just kidding. Just kidding, ladies.
We're going to do a new documentary called Belle Inside the Bellosphere. Kylie, though, is so unhinged on this. And this is for the married women out there.
A lot of white women are in prisons of their own making, and on some level, they know this. I was talking to somebody in Chicago that I knew shortly before I moved. She was somebody who was just like in my Pilates class. And she said, oh, that's cool that you do that feminism stuff. I'm just not very active in that scene. I don't really want to be. I was like, why? That's really strange to hear that from you because you're a woman and every single person benefits, man or woman, honestly benefits from feminism. She said, because I think feminism will make me realize how much I hate my husband in my life. I think that her experience is in no way, shape, or form unique. And while this girl wasn't inherently a bad or mean person, I could imagine that she is complicit in a lot of systems that uphold white supremacy, racism, and patriarchy. Because even by being married to someone who doesn't treat her right, that she doesn't particularly enjoy, she has bought into this propaganda that everything can be okay as long as you have a man in your life, especially a white man. And so I think a lot of white women, that's why they become so racist. That's why they become so mean to younger women, because they know that they do not want to be living the life that they're living. And that the more they think about feminism, the more that they're going to hate themselves and their status, which will give them no choice but to change their circumstance, and they don't want to upend their life.
That's right. Ladies, I didn't know that. I had no idea that she knew how miserable all women were being married. I was unaware.
Well, nobody can be as happy as she is because they're not her. So all she has to do is look around and go, oh, I don't have that, so that must be a reason I'm happy. I don't have to worry about a man. That's why I'm happy.
That's why you're happy. That is why you're happy. You don't have a man. And you know what? You could have a man, but you choose not to.
By your actions.
By your
mouth.
actions. Mostly because, yes.
Man, baby.
A man. I talked to a woman, and she was, I could already tell, basically, that, she doesn't want to be part of feminism because she's married to a white man. And while he doesn't treat her great and probably doesn't beat her, she could do so much better by being alone in a one-bedroom apartment and struggling to survive, which is exactly what women should want.
Or she could become part of a harem in a Muslim nation and be so much better off.
I don't think that's true, Bell.
Now you're just being racist.
No, I'm not. That was more xenophobia.
No, that comes under the banner of racist.
That's more xenophobia. God, I just the anger, like, and it's almost like, and it's funny, and this is the beauty about white women, and we joke about this progressive stuff. Where did she meet the girl, the lady? In Pilates.
Nothing says white woman like Pilates.
Nothing says progressive white woman like Pilates. Let me tell you how oppressed I am. I was at Pilates today, and I met a woman who doesn't understand feminism.
She looked at me the wrong way.
Oh, my God. That is so awesome. The first time I heard that, I'm like, Pilates. You said Pilates. When's the last time you're like, oh, God, this chick I know, she's poor, but she does really good Pilates? No. That is Pilates. No, but I know all of my friends' wives who do Pilates, rich. All of my regular friends' wives, you know what they do? They got a gym membership if they're lucky at the YMCA.
Yeah,
See
and
the
they go
difference?
there after they work.
Yeah, after they work.
After
Or
they
they have a
get off
treadmill at
work.
home.
It's just Pilates. Pilates is yoga for rich people. That's what it is. Have you ever done Pilates?
No.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Is that where you plank?
Yeah. You can't do that anywhere else.
Like your living room?
Yeah, you can't do that anywhere else. I did one of those. My friend, a girl used to work with, she used to teach Pilates and yoga. And so she invited us to do a hot yoga class, and then we did a Pilates class. And it was, I'll tell you what, man, Pilates is tough.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because you can't look like that, right? Like you're obviously, you're looking like that for a reason. Am I right? It's not to not be noticed. Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody looking at me.
God, that's at the gym.
These shorts aren't short enough.
No, I know. It's like, I know you're wearing a thong and you're doing a squat in front of me here at the old Planet Fitness, and I know you don't want anybody looking at you.
But I just couldn't help but notice your whale tail.
Yeah. right below your tramp stamp that you don't want anybody to notice. That says, look at me. Oh, my Lord. All right, coming up. It is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Last week, Bell snuck by. Cheated, probably.
Snuck nothing. I dominated.
That's why we need the SAVE Act. That's why we got to save it. Jesus wants us to do better voting. Bring your voter ID. You know how it works. We got the belt, Bell is currently the holder of the belt. Ken is trying to get his first. I'm trying to get my second. Bell's trying to defend. You guys better bring your best one-hit wonder straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
All right, drivers, we got a crash going northbound right before you get to the South Loop. This is 65 northbound before I-40. It's off on the right shoulder. Operation Epic Fury, Iran this morning, publicly dismissing the 15-point peace plan sent by the U.S. through Pakistan. Iran issuing its own ceasefire proposal, demanding reparations and total control over the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. also sending more troops to the region. Sources telling ABC News members of the 82nd Airborne deploying to the Middle East. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy says there are several missions they could undertake.
They can get there. They can work with the Marines to seize these islands. Karg Island is obviously a focal point, but also the islands around the strait itself. They can also, if the president elects to go and recover this highly enriched uranium, they can support that as that'll be a special operations mission, but they will need a unit like the 82nd Airborne to be able to cordon off the area so they can do the job.
Right now in Nashville, Channel 4 investigates. Jeremy Finley says NES ratepayer-funded security for leadership after the ice storm is angering at least one member of the Metro Council.
I mean, it further angers me.
Councilwoman Courtney Johnson has become a fierce critic of NES since the storm.
It just seems more and more I'm seeing just a very flippant attitude on how we spend ratepayer and taxpayer dollars.
According to emails, Applin Broyles Security cost $88 an hour, 24 hours a day at her home. The February invoice for half a month of added security at NES's headquarters on Church Street and at the residences of the COO and CEO, $147,000.
Yeah, today's board meeting, NES says security was offered after receiving harassment emails, including what they say were 11 credible threats, and then break-ins on the NES campus after the ice storm. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Before we get to One Hit Wonder Wednesday, it's been a bad couple days for old Meta. $375 million judgment yesterday, and they were just found liable in the social media addiction trial in Los Angeles. So it's gonna be expensive.
This could be the end of him. That's going to cost him like 2-3 days worth of income.
So yeah, maybe three, maybe three, maybe three. We'll see.
They might have it as hard as the Sackler family.
Yeah, settle down there. Settle down. This one, maybe kind of understand. We'll talk about it next hour. But the yesterday one, I had a little bit tougher belief in that verdict. So, but before we do any of those things, guys, every Wednesday, besides One Hit Wonder Wednesday, which somebody just said, Kylie drives him so crazy he wants to kick a baby panda, which I found to be really weird, but whatever. Seems a little violent. We like to talk about music. Crazy music, fun music, one-hit wonders. Lightning in a bottle. Songs come, go, they disappear. Sometimes we hear from the artists again just at the fair as we go there. Maybe the marathon, the one-hit wonder marathon, something like that. But ladies and gentlemen, we do enjoy these kind of things, and it's for serious now. We've got a belt. It is time to see who gets the belt. Bell, keep it. Ken, get it. I get it back.
Now it's time for another edition of One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You may not remember the name of the band, but you definitely know the song. This is One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
You guys know how it works. You guys get a vote on this. We're going to do it this hour, and then we do it in the third hour, too. Give you guys 2 chances to vote. Winning person, me, gets the belt, right? Gets the belt. Currently, Bell, what'd you win with last week? Was it Nazareth?
No, it was Saga.
Oh, that's right, Saga.
Yeah, man, great song.
Yeah, great. That was a great song. So,
way to go, Brother Bilal.
But you never know who could win it this week. Bell, you are the reigning champion. You decide which order we go. What are we thinking?
I'll go last.
You'll go last?
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, you want to go?
I'll go first if you boys want me to.
Let's do it. Ooh, yeah. It's a little early New Jack City kind of feel. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Wow, they went that long? Yeah. Man, in that groove, you can hear it. Doosh, doosh. Oh, that such the time. Oh, nice. Look at that. Whew. Little groove theory. Oh, I love it. All right, mine comes out in 1984. It's banned from morning till night in Britain. The video, banned in Britain. Can't see it. Evil, bad.
Wow.
Horrible. The song, though, does really well over here. Gets to number 10. Oh, by the way, the song in Britain gets to number 1 for 9 straight weeks. in UK. And it was interesting. Top of the Pops, which is their big show Thursday night. I just remember it. Top of the Pops is great. When it would get to number one, they wouldn't tell you what the song was. They wouldn't play it for you because that's how evil it was. The BBC's like, oh, it's evil. But all things being equal, I think it's awesome. And I just remember as a kid, I had a T-shirt, and the T-shirt said, Frankie says to relax.
Ha ha ha!
Relax when you want to come. He said the BBC had it out for him because, well, the video was very risque, and it was in their bondage and all this kind of stuff. He goes, the funny thing is they were very homophobic. They wouldn't play the song unless it was at night, and because never once did I mention sex, gay, homosexuality, any of the stuff they claimed that they said that we mentioned. It was none of that stuff.
Well, sounds can turn you gay if you listen to them to the radio.
That's true. That's why I'm sure that right now they're working on legislation here in the state to figure that out.
Sounds.
What happened? The sound turned me gay.
It's something I heard.
But Frankie,
Lindsey Graham listened to a lot of radio when he was a kid.
Yes, he did. Holly Johnson is the lead singer, and Holly back in the day was way different than everybody else. First of all, he had a business mind. He fought his record company and got all of the rights when nobody else did. Also, at the time, it was the 80s. Holly was good friends with the likes of Freddie Mercury and whatnot. Holly had AIDS, but he never died. He was one of the very few that survived all the way through. Still talks about to this day.
Wow.
How he regrets how Freddie didn't survive, because he thinks about the what if. But this song, I had a T-shirt. It said, Frankie says relax.
Okay there, David Schwimmer.
It was awesome. It's great. The song is still big, by the way. They still kind of tour every now and then. They had a bunch of hits in 2 albums because the reality is, he says, it was lightning in the bottle. We came in a flash, and then we exploded, and we all went our own way. But he still enjoys his life, makes good money, and is still out there touring, running around. And Frankie still says to this day, relax. From Frankie Goes to Hollywood, my one-hit wonder the day.
That's pretty good one-hit wonder there, Brother Chad.
Thank you very much. Defending champion, cheater.
Mine was a number one hit in 1976 by a guy who had lots of hits with his original band. And it also helped that his song was the theme song for a nice TV show.
Ah, yes.
John Sebastian, formerly of the Lovin' Spoonful, had his one and only solo hit with the theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter.
I wonder if he made his most money off of the theme song.
Probably because of just the incessant repetition.
Yeah. I mean, that is just crazy. Welcome back.
It was number one
back.
on both the Billboard Hot 100 and the Billboard AC chart.
Ooh, the AC charts. Yeah. Man, that song.
And it peaked at 93 on the country chart.
No way.
Yes.
Did it really?
Indeed.
Well, I'll be. Brother Bilal. I loved that show.
Up
your noses with rubber hoses.
Oh, yes. How many times was it Epstein's?
I forgot about that. We got our second most favorite Space Mormon that broke out from that show.
That's right, he did. That's right. That's right, old John Travolta. Was it was it Epstein whose grandmother died every week?
Yeah.
Remember that? He always said that. Yeah.
And Horseshack.
Horseshack.
Oh.
Mr. Carter.
The last time I saw Horseshack after Welcome Back, Kotter, he was in a Friday the 13th movie.
getting killed.
Yeah, he
probably.
gets killed. He's like the first guy to get killed.
Oh, man.
I know, right?
I like Freddie Washington. Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter. He still works. I see him once in a while.
Good for him.
You know? But what if Gabe, he went on to be a big gambler, right?
Yeah,
He's a big,
he's made a lot of money on the professional gambling circuit.
Yeah, I mean, he's no Tom Vu, the great real estate agent, but you know who is.
But it's really difficult to make an actual living in the professional circuit, and he's done it well enough that he hasn't really had to concern himself with getting roles.
No. Because I can't remember ever seeing him in anything other than Welcome Back, Kotter.
His TV wife actually left MASH. She had a recurring role on MASH in the first couple of seasons and left the show because she was going to get more airtime on Kotter.
Good for her.
Wow. And that was his TV wife?
Yeah.
Not his real wife.
Right.
Yeah, I just remember it was so weird that as a kid, I love Welcome Back, Kotter, and I'm like, I never saw him again on anything. And then he would be on shows talking about gambling, talking about playing poker with Vince Van Patten.
Was he really on it?
Vince Van Patten, yeah, that's all he does. He gambles. World Series of Poker and stuff like that.
One of his brothers is a big-time TV director.
Yeah, and then one of his brothers played pro tennis. And the Van Pattens did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all good looking.
Cool.
They weren't, they're no Sean Cassidy, but who is?
Nobody's Sean Cassidy,
Nobody
baby.
is Sean Cassidy.
He was born with hair like that.
God, I saw him the other day he's on a one-hit, like 80s, 70s, and 80s tour.
Still got feathered hair?
And he's out there doing the run. Oh, yeah, of course he is. Still feathered hair. Still feathered hair. Those 70s people, they know what they're doing. You know what I was watching? You guys know Whitney Cummings, the comedian?
Yeah.
She was talking about during COVID how there was a house 3 doors down that drove. So she lived next door to the Jake Paul. And she goes, but a house 3 doors down, nonstop party and chaos the entire time. And they were joking. It was a Jake Paul. Actually, no, it was Marion Ross.
Oh, my God.
Really?
From Happy Days. She goes, always crazy, always screaming, always partying, and crazy stuff happened.
Really?
Yes.
I freaking love Marion Ross.
Walk into her living room, and there's a big mound of Coke on her.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
Very
table in front of the couch.
interesting.
Yeah, now we know what happened to Mr. Cunningham, Tom Boswell. You couldn't handle the heat.
Well, Tom went on to, he was on not Married with Children, Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
That's right. And he also, what was the hardware store he did? Wasn't there a hardware thing he did too? I always remember those commercials he was always doing.
I think it was not Ace. It was one that was big in the 70s.
Yeah, one big in the 70s. It wasn't no Radio Shack, I'll tell you that right now. All right, so now you got your votes. Belle with that silly theme song, which is a great theme song, by the way.
I've looked at the votes, man. I'm already in.
Yeah, you are ahead.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Frankie goes to Hollywood. Relax, because Frankie says relax. And I'm telling you guys to relax, because the comeback could be on. Or, Ken, what was yours?
Groove Theory.
Groove
Tell me.
Theory, baby. Groove Theory. We're grooving that theory. I'll tell you what, baby, I like that little groove theory, a little early New Jack Swing kind of stuff. All right, coming up, we've got maybe some more white woman chaos. We're also going to talk next hour about the second now verdict against the Meta world and Google as well, and their addictiveness. We'll talk about that amongst other things. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bullwork Capital is absolutely awesome. The 2nd of April, 5:30 our time. Chance for you to jump on a free live webinar they do. It's called Cutting Through the Noise. It's absolutely free for you. They're going to talk about AI, crypto tech, all the stuff out there that may pop. You know, the worry about AI right now, especially now that ChatGPT is getting rid of Sora out of nowhere. The worry is that, this is going to be a bubble that's coming. And then you've got, of course, the war. They're going to show you what's going on in the world out there and how you can position yourself, take advantage of it, whether it's your retirement, your investment. They're going to help you with all of it. They're going to reveal everything as I like to say, they're going to pull back the curtain and show you all of what it is they do. Risk management, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do to give you the most upside potential? Sign up today for your free. It's absolutely free. Cutting Through the Noise live webinar, April 2nd, 5:30. Schedule now at knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com, or check them out at Bullwork Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 2648. Well,
A Los Angeles jury finding Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial. This story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
the Wellness Institute of Nashville, they're awesome. They gave us that awesome belt for One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Why is that? Because Dr. Mitchell knows he's the best around. He's the best around, and he wants to make sure that you feel amazing and you're the best around. How about this? 47% off right now. Non-surgical spinal decompression. It's the best way. You're going to get yourself back up and running, and they've got the best of the best when it comes to all things innovation-wise, technology-wise. Everything from robot lasers, anti-gravity machines to, yes, the HydroWave machine. Brand new, only one in Tennessee that has it. And this stimulates your own stem cells, helps you repair. It's incredible. Go see Dr. Mitchell. 47% off right now. Take advantage of all these great opportunities to get your back feeling better. As I like to say, get your back back. Call 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009. Check them out at line, painisbad.com. Painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
Hey, real quickly.
Yes.
You have Hispanic family members, correct?
Yes.
So there could be some questions about the legitimacy of your citizenship. So I'm requesting that anybody that votes for you show voter ID.
Okay, that's good. That's fair. Look, I totally understand that. I totally understand that. Yeah, we should all be in that situation. Make sure double, triple check, quadruple check, because you never know who might be voting. And if you're going to vote, have you guys thought about the ditch? Oh, for the people. That's the ditch there.
He's got next to no chance, but what he's doing is probably going to set him up name recognition wise to have a better shot in the future.
Yes.
No, his middle name is Ditch.
His middle name is Ditch. By the way, if you go check him out, he's running for governor.
Trying to get him on the radio.
He's hilarious, by the way, some of his stuff. He goes to try to fill out the paperwork, and they're like, yeah, you're like a month early before you can even do that. But he's got his skullet was on fire because it's like pink red, right? And it's just sculling as good as possible because there's a lot of the business is leaving, right? But the party's still in the back. He's got the glasses on. It's fantastic. He's everything you want in a governor. He is.
I just need a governor with a leather jacket.
And he has in one of the videos, he has this like town hall meeting thing at a place where they're sitting there eating French fries and stuff. It's spectacular. I'm like, that guy, that's my guy.
That's the way it ought to be.
That's my guy. There
Were
you
they
go.
crinkle cut?
Oh, yeah. And I think they were spicy, too.
Order me some fries, Marcia.
Oh, that's right. All right, coming up, hour number 2, we're going to talk about what just went down with Meta and Google. Another day for the socials to take a hit, among other things. Chad Bench on Super Talk 98.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. A Los Angeles jury finding Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial which accuses the companies of intentionally designing addictive products. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze with more.
A major verdict here for these two tech giants. Both Meta and YouTube were found negligent in this landmark trial. I'm just going to read you what I've gotten from the plaintiffs' attorneys. They say that the jury found both companies liable for negligence and failure to warn, saying that these companies did design their apps to be addictive for young kids.
Operation Epic Fury. Iran this morning publicly dismissing the 15-point peace plan sent by the U.S. through Pakistan. Iran issuing its own ceasefire proposal, demanding reparations and total control over the Strait of Hormuz. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy says it does not appear the two sides are anywhere near a deal.
Just from the rhetoric, it looks like we're far away. I mean, Iran's proposing things that the United States is never going to accept. We're not going to remove ourselves from the bases in the Middle East. We're not going to pay the Iranians reparations for this air war. It's just not going to happen.
Meanwhile, oil prices. United CEO Scott Kirby they keep rising.
If it stays at today's level, is an $11 billion increase in expenses. So what do we do about that? One thing is fares are going up.
By as much as 20%.
Fares have gone up and demand is still strong. But if fares go up 20%, Econ 101, there's going to be fewer people travel. There's a price elasticity effect. And so that's part of the reason that we start to pull 5% of our flights out of the system.
Says he told his friends to buy tickets now. There's been $1 billion loss for Sony Music in a copyright case at the U.S. Supreme Court. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The unanimous ruling stymies entertainment industry efforts to crack down on piracy, holding that an internet service provider can't be held liable for the illegal sharing of copyrighted material by its customers. The court throws out a $1.5 billion reward issued to Sony Music Entertainment in its lawsuit against Cox Communications. Writing for his colleagues, Justice Clarence Thomas said a provider can only be found liable for infringement when it intends for its customers to use its service to commit piracy.
Meanwhile, in our nation's capital, Senate Democrats rejecting a Republican proposal to end the partial government shutdown. The GOP deal would have funded all of DHS except for ICE, which is already funded. ABC's Jay O'Brien covers Capitol Hill.
Senate Democrats are withholding votes to fully fund DHS, demanding reforms to ICE, and have repeatedly pushed to fund the rest of the department while negotiations play out. But now Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying the new GOP proposal doesn't go far enough.
We need reforms to ICE. We need to rein in the violence.
And President Trump, who demanded any deal with Democrats include his voter ID legislation.
I think any deal they make, I'm pretty much not happy with it.
Now not sold either.
According to a survey from KFF, 1 in 3 adults uses AI chatbots to get answers to health questions. Many of the people surveyed also say they used AI to get quick answers. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel.
Another reason people are turning to chatbots is because of cost and barriers to actually getting appointments. Now, younger adults, when you look at the data, were more likely to use chatbots for mental health care. They were not always going to seek a doctor if they needed to for a follow-up, which is really important because we know that chatbots aren't always accurate. Uninsured Americans and minority groups are also most likely to use it as well.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
This portion of the Chad Benson Show is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. If you're checking us out on the YouTube, like and subscribe. Check out our Facebook, our X, our Rumble, our Twitch. I feel like I'm missing something else. I don't know. Go to all of our social medias and like them before they take them away from us. Those are big lawsuits they lost.
Yeah. Been a bad week there for Meta.
Mm-hmm. $375 million yesterday. So the trials were different. Yesterday it was New Mexico. They wanted $2 billion. That was based on content.
Yeah, and based on their state laws.
Yes. Today's one was the big one that people were looked at because that's the one that Zuckerberg actually, he went and had to testify. And this was based on the algorithms. So they've lost both of them. Yesterday, I don't think they should have lost that one. That one, because they're like, well, there's predators on there, there's all these things. I was going through the numbers. The numbers, by the way, are insane on how many people post a second, let alone a day. I mean, it is crazy the amount of people that post throughout the day. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Photos, 300 plus million. That's for Facebook.
A second?
A day.
Oh, a day. Okay.
Instagram, 95 million posts a day. 1 billion stories. 400 plus status updates. Wow. 700 million plus comments and 3.5 billion shares of Reels. Think about that for a second.
I'm addicted. I need money.
Yeah. 293,000 status updates per minute. 510,000 comments per minute. Just on Facebook alone.
So what are the MySpace?
0, actually, apparently. Not a lot. Friendster and MySpace. I wish we could get some of that. Yeah, if you guys want to go on something where there's nothing happening, MySpace is it.
He sold MySpace when the value of it had just really started to slide.
Yeah.
And he still got $500 million for it.
Wow. Look at that. MySpace is still up.
Is it really?
It is.
It's more of a...
it's music now, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's music. You might want to go there.
join it then.
Yeah. You might want to go there and check that out. Not a lot going on, but I wonder how many people still subscribe or have MySpace. Should ask old AI.
Ask old AI. Let's see here.
What are you thinking? That's got to be up. 50 million, 100 million?
Still have MySpace.
It doesn't have near the reach of the other platforms.
7 million monthly visitors.
There you go.
But for the niche that it is, that's a decent number.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you wouldn't say no to that at all.
Oh, that's as of 2019. It may be different.
Oh, yeah.
Why did that just go up to, why did that just give me
That's probably the last time anybody thought about MySpace.
It may be.
Let's be honest. We just asked, is it still around?
That's true.
Because I knew they went for they just wanted to do music. And that was kind of their jam. Didn't Timberlake buy into that? I think he did, right?
I want to say yes, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. So, oh, God. I just, I think this is a fair question. Okay, so we don't want, where are the parents in all of this? The girl that brought the lawsuit in L.A., she already had mental issues. She had issues before this, and she was very depressed. She was already seeing therapists, and they said that it made it worse. Well, Mom, why didn't you take it away from her? Dad, why didn't you take it away from her? And when it comes to all of the other stuff, where are the parents in these things? Well, there's lots of sexually explicit things, and there's lots of this, and there's lots of that. You just listen. How many people? I mean, AI is going to make it easier to catch some of these things, but it's not going to be perfect, and people are going to still be able to get through that are scumbags.
I saw a couple stories last week where the police used AI to arrest the wrong people.
Let's see here. It is you don't want AI doing everything like that. But you want to have, the thing is, it should be a filter that can go through a lot of stuff fast, where then you should be able to check on it. But you can't think that you're going to have 3.5 billion reels shared a day and think that 8 different locations that have 50 people in it are going to catch everything. It's not possible.
By the way, February of 2026, 2.18 monthly visits, which is a decline from January of 24.48.
Yeah.
So that's a death knell.
That is a death knell. That's saying that it's done. It's a shame. Although people might head back to it now. If you like your music and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be an independent artist, maybe you head back there because like the kid thing. And this is a very, for me, you should know what your kids are up to. I mean, I get that. I think we should all have an understanding of what our kids are up to. It's not going to be perfect. But no matter what you do, kids are going to figure out how to get around certain things. So what do you start saying to parents now? Well, if your kid got on there, if your Facebook, do you say, that has Instagram, that has WhatsApp, that has all these things, are you going to say to them, okay, you're not allowed to be on there. If your kid gets on there and we find out your kid's on there, you're going to be banned. Your kid's going to be banned. What's the repercussion in that situation? I mean, that's the problem with when you're going to go out and go after them for stuff that's out there. Well, they knew some stuff was bad. I can tell you now stuff's going on that's bad. The internet is bad.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't think crime's going on at the internet? You know where else crime's happening? Payphones.
What's that?
You ever seen a payphone? Payphones, I've always fascinated. I'll go and I'll turn and I'll see a payphone. And there's always three people who in no other parts and walks of life would those three people be standing next to one another. You got a guy that looks like a businessman, you got a guy who's definitely shady, and then you got a little lady. And you're like, there's some crime going down over there.
I remember when I was 15 going to use a payphone and pulling out a dime and noticing that the price had gone up to 25 cents.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was crazy when I went. I was like, who can afford these kind of things?
It's 250% increase.
It is. But they saw the writing on the wall. People are going to get those phones and nobody's ever going to use a payphone again. So I think this is, would you pay for it? I mean, is that what they're going to have to resort to now? Is they going to have to pay for social media? How many people would? There's a lot of people out there that use social media. The minute you said, well, we're going to charge you $10 a month, they're like, I'm not anymore. I'm not. No.
I mean, you're already paying for it in a way by being their product.
Well, yeah, you're the product. Anytime you get something free, you're the free product to other people. They're going to pay for it. You get it free, but it's fishing. Yeah, you get a free meal when you bite into the worm, but, there's a hook.
There's a hook.
You're not paying anything for it, but the data they're collecting is definitely being traded for some money all over the place.
Yeah. What do you think's happening with all those people now that are using AI as WebMD? That stuff's all getting gathered up.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what weird stuff people ask it. When you hear stories now about AI, you're like, I'm not asking it anything weird. Not even anything funny, like who would win between an ostrich and a koala bear in a fight. And you're like, oh, my God.
Can I sew wings on my dog?
Ostrich would win that hands down.
Yeah, probably.
It just stomp it.
But unless it was up high on the, because if you could tease it from being up high.
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah, it's not flying, right? You're not flying. Of course, the koala bear would probably then get on its back and try to choke it out. Just a little choke it. You like some of that there? You like that? Although, was it Australia that had the Great Emu War? Did you know that?
No.
There was a Great Emu War. The Australians lost.
The emus won.
The emus won. Because the guns they had at the time couldn't really pierce the feathers, and their organs are so small, and there was so many of them that they couldn't defeat them. They didn't have enough ammunition. So they're like, we're done. All right, then we're done. So just a quick breaking news besides all of this. White House has reiterate its timeline for the Iran war is 4 months to 7 weeks.
I thought it was 6 weeks.
4 to whatever it is. 6 months. What? Hello? I can't. Hello?
Soon.
It's going to be great. We called them today. We said, what do you want? And they said, who is this?
How did you get this number?
What do you think I'm trying to think who's the leader? Who are they even talking to? They said they got somebody.
Head of Parliament.
Yeah, but I don't know I think it's the guy that's out there every day taunting. Have you seen him in his uniform?
No.
We told them no. Not from you.
Is this another Baghdad Bob?
It's kind of one of those guys. Oh my God, it is kind of one of those guys. But so they said they're not going to seek, they're not going to go to, Congress to get permission to deploy troops. Deploying troops is a whole new level, guys. That's a whole new level of uh-oh. And how many are you going to deploy? Where are you going to deploy them? And, what's the timeline? I mean, are there, because once again, I'm still trying to figure out what the end game is here. Because if it's not nuclear weapons, I thought we destroyed all those in Operation Midnight Hammer. And then it was in the 15-point thing they sent, what was it? They're allowed to have ballistic missiles, but only for defense. Okay. So what? And, and we're never going to pay them for any of the damage we did over there. I'm like, okay.
Sorry, guys, we ain't got that kind of money.
Yeah, not anymore. We're borrowing $200 billion to fight you guys. I was watching this professor yesterday who's an American professor, but he's in Tehran, and he's walking around, and he's going, Trump, I just want to thank you. Like, all the buildings are destroyed. You helping out the Iranian people. You're doing a great job, you guys. I'm just like, oh. So this is still going to be ugly for a while. The question is going to be, what does Israel do? Let's say today we're able to make a deal, right? We get 12 of the 15 things we want. They get 3 of the things that they want. Everybody feels like they can go back to their people and celebrate. It doesn't mean that Israel wants this thing done. If they feel that there's still more there, what do we do at that point? And I think that's one of the things. I think we're negotiating with them. Israel and Iran will not talk. And I think as we're negotiating, for how to get out of this thing. And I think Israel's thinking we need to finish this. And by we mean you, America. Let us know what you think. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We had our One Hit Wonders earlier today. So far, I'm up, was it 155 for me?
No, most of your voters don't even have voter ID, so you get nothing.
That's right.
I'm in the lead.
Yeah, you are. You're a smidge in the lead because he had Welcome Back, Kotter. I had Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax. And you had, was it Groove?
Groove Theory.
Groove Theory. That's a good name right there.
Yes, sir.
That's a good name, Groove Theory. What's up? How you doing? What's the name of your band? Groove Theory.
Groove Theory.
Nice. White Woman Wednesday. Oh, we got some good ones here. We got some solid ones with the White Woman Wednesday. So be prepared. Hold on to your hats and glasses because these ladies are effing crazy. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Baseball's been very, very good to me, hence the reason. Prize Picks, baby. Now is your chance with Prize Picks. Go download the app, as I've done. Prize Picks. And guess what, kids? You can start your winning today. Now, Prize Picks is awesome. It's America's #1 sports picking app. You're picking more or less based on projected stats when it comes to Prize Picks. When you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups immediately into your account, win or lose, guaranteed. So think about that for a second, how cool that is. And you're picking more or less on stats like, with baseball kicking off today, Aaron Judge. I think he's going to have more than 1.5 total bases. Or maybe Shohei Ohtani. I think he's going to have more than 1.5 hits. That's the way it is. You pick more, you pick less, and away you go. It's that simple. They've got injury reboots. They've got all kinds of promos. And they've got early payout. Just a few of the things that you can do. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Chad to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. For gambling problems, call 800-889-9789.
Meta and YouTube face a big loss in court today. Iran rejects a deal to end the war. These stories and more at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It was One Hit Wonder Wednesday, but we just love the fact that white women who do Pilates have usually a 4-year degree. Love to tell us, men, how we need to live our life and that how bad we are. You know what time it is. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, when I saw Kylie do this one the other day, I was fascinated because I didn't know any of these things. And this has to do with the police, by the way. So you know automatically. Like, once it's with the police, because you know there's no more racist people on the planet than the police. But did you guys know any of these things? Did you guys ever I've got friends who are cops, and they will not give me a badge. Did you guys know?
I've never been given a badge by my cop friends.
No. I had no idea that went on. Cops, are you guys handing out badges? And where do we get them? Now,
I had to steal mine.
I'm not going to lie. I, one time with Jack, got a sticker. That was a badge.
Said I voted on it.
Yeah. And the other time, I also got a sticker when I took him to the firehouse. And at no point in time did they invite me over to put out a fire. Continue, ma'am. All the time.
She knows.
You know how she has to know, right? Like, because, you know, she's got lots of friends who are always about this stuff. And I've got friends, they'll tell me, Chad, come over to the house. You'll never guess. We went over today and we just opened up the locker. I got so much cocaine in my house. It's going to be great. Continue. Whew, God.
That's a lot to take in.
Listen, you can't talk, Bell, because I've got my police badge.
This claim that they're going to let wife beaters go, I'm sure that has happened, but I've also seen plenty of video where cops have been arrested by other cops.
Absolutely.
For assaulting their wives. I watched one where the guy was brought into the station in cuffs, and they cut his shirt off of him because they did not want any identifying badges. They said he didn't deserve to wear them anymore.
Absolutely. And how many times do we see, people get pulled over, right? And they're, do you know who I am? And they're like, we don't care who you are. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't. This the whole, like, well, you know what? Because all my police buddies, they're just telling me, man, I can't stop. Every day, they first we go to our meeting in the morning, and the minute we're done with that, right, just like Hill Street Blues, hey, watch it out there. And then they tell everybody, go over to the locker, the evidence locker, just take what you want.
Yeah.
I saw another one of a cop pulling over a cop in a plain car.
Yeah.
And he's going through the issues with him while I pulled him over. And it becomes kind of clear that he's racially profiled him. And at the end of the conversation, the guy actually signs the ticket. And he goes, here, in addition to me signing the ticket, here's my card. And the guy looks at it, and you could just see from the body cam the drop, the shrug. And he had just ticketed the head of Internal Affairs.
Yeah, that's not good. But you know what? If you did something right, they wouldn't care. If you did it by the book. But if you're doing it wrong, and there was that big study several years ago by the guy from, God, I'm trying to remember his name. He was a professor out of Harvard. He did a massive study about racial bias with cops. So he does this huge study. He's black, professor, one of the up-and-coming professors everybody's talking about. And this is his thing. He says black studies and all. So he does this massive study. And it comes back, and he looks at the data. and he goes, I'm going to get rid of all of the people that are working on this, and I'm going to bring in a whole new staff. He does. Data comes back again. Racial bias it's negligible, and more white people are killed unarmed by cops than anybody else. So he does ride-alongs with him, and he says, you have no idea how hard that job is until you do it. And you're meeting everybody at their worst moment for the most part in really bad situations. And I'm talking about just tickets, but they didn't want him to publish it. And then, of course, they came out with the hit pieces that he's this or he's that or he's been bought. Again, we think because there's one big story that happens, there is, whatever the story is that we see, it's a Rodney King or it's a, anything. We think that's what every stop is like. And it's not like that. It's like a shark attack or a plane crash. Because they don't happen that much, you see them. I'm not saying stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But enough.
It's kind of like troopers here in Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, the sober DUI story is kind of given, kind of a black eye to the Tennessee Highway Patrol. But just last week on my way into work on 24, I saw a trooper fixing a motorist's flat tire on the side of the road for this little old lady.
See, and you don't hear about
Probably
that.
saved her some money. Got her a spare on there so she could get somewhere, and get the flat fixed.
It probably followed her off the freeway.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
And you don't hear any of those things. You don't hear about that kind of stuff because first of all, it's not doom scrolling, so it doesn't sell, and that's the algorithm side of stuff. It's just it's a tough job, and yes, bad things have happened in the past. And back in the day, there were horrible guys who were cops. And we don't live in that time anymore.
And unfortunately, whenever there's one bad cop, it unfortunately puts the whole thing under that umbrella.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It gives them all a bad name, and it's a case-by-case basis.
Totally.
And it's a lot safer to take a selfie with a state trooper than it is a shark.
Yeah, absolutely.
You probably get out of the state trooper picture with your hands intact.
Well, he's probably not going to eat you.
Right.
Probably that's it. By the way, did you see Puka Nacua, the football player? He got this girl he was dating says he's anti-Semitic, and this is like the second time somebody said something. But she also said he bit her, and she's got pictures of like bite marks.
Yeah, this guy he's come up here recently in some unflattering things.
Yeah, it's not the first time the anti-Semitic thing has come up because he did a dance that apparently was very anti-Semitic. He said he didn't know about with a bunch of influencers. But this is like the second or third time there's been some stuff about him.
Now he's biting people.
Yeah. Don't these most of these guys, if not all of them, have morality clauses in their contracts?
Yes. See
and they
Trevor
just get
Bauer.
ignored?
Well, you got to prove it. The Trevor Bauer case, the baseball player who, a hot chick, she's kind of hot, DM'd him, and they had rough sex, choking and that kind of stuff. And then she said he abused her and stuff. And eventually he lost his job, lost everything. One of the best pitchers, if not at the time, the best pitcher in baseball just a few years ago, out of the league, only to find out that they did do some crazy stuff, but she was going after him for money. They got DMs and text messages. She kept coming over the house and stealing stuff. But there's moral clauses. They'll toss you out fast.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Coming up. Speaking of dating. Some women out there, we're going to give them some dating advice, guys. Okay, we're going to help these ladies out with some dating advice because they're struggling with the dating side of things. So we're going to help them out, especially these young women, like the little white woman Wednesday here. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. A Los Angeles jury finding Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial which accused the companies of intentionally designing addictive products. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has more.
Of $3 million and also found that punitive damages are warranted. They will now be moving on to the next phase of that, which will be determining what those damages are. This is a big loss for both Meta and for YouTube.
In a statement to ABC News, a Meta spokesperson said, "We respectfully disagree with the verdict and are evaluating our legal options." Meanwhile, Operation Epic Fury update.
There is a new report on Iranian state TV that says that they have rejected this 15-point plan that the administration had passed through Pakistan to Iran. The president had talked about this this earlier this week and had indicated that Iran had already agreed to this. But now, through state TV, they're saying they have not agreed to this. They're rejecting this and say that the war will end, quote, when Iran decides to do so and when their conditions are met.
Now, this as the U.S. is sending about 1,500 troops from the 82nd Airborne Division to the region. More from ABC's Ann Flaherty.
These are paratroopers that we're being told that as many as 1,500 could be deployed to the region. Now, you add that to the Marines that have already been announced that we're looking at 6,000 to 8,000 ground troops potentially headed toward the Middle East. That is the bottom line here. And the question is, what would President Trump do with them?
Right now in Tennessee, lawmakers moving forward with several major bills at the state capitol. A proposal known as the Fair RX Act would ban pharmacy benefit managers from owning pharmacies in the state. That's still advancing. Lawmakers advancing legislation to reduce screen time for elementary school students and allow instruction on the positive impacts of religion in American history. And a separate bill requiring local governments to comply with court orders on sanctuary policies has been delayed in committee. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys. Busy Bee. You want the team that shows up fast, fixes it right, treats you like family. That is Busy Bee. When something goes wrong, they're going to buzz on over and make it right. See what I did right there? All right, now it's time for you to upgrade. Perfect time. So you purchase a 16-SEER high-efficiency HVAC system, or maybe you're like, I'm good with that, but I do need a repipe. Whole home repipe right now. When you get either one of those, Yeti, Tundra 45 cooler, absolutely free, but you got to do it this month. They've also got big rebates, TVA rebates available for tune-ups and replacements. And here's the great thing. You don't have to do a thing. They're going to do all of the stuff. Busy Bee's going to take care of the paperwork, so you got no hassles, no headaches. And if you want more savings, well, that's all about the Beehive Club. We're talking about priority scheduling. We're talking about discounted repairs, free annual HVAC and plumbing checks, extended warranties. You get where we're going with this. Get your peace of mind with Busy Bee. Call them today, 615-775-7833. That's 615-775-7833, or visit them online at busybeehvac.com. So, this young lady on the old internet, this is a perfect example. This is our generation here. Mom's our generation. She's having some issues because, you see, she was given a cassette.
What do you have to play it on? This. Okay. How do you think?
I was trying to put it in there and it wasn't working.
Okay.
I thought you slid it in there, but then it wasn't closing.
That's what she said.
I think I did something wrong.
Okay. Flip it the other direction. No.
It worked. Finally.
Yay!
She said, flip it the other direction. And she just took it. It was already upside down. And she spun it in the other direction. She didn't understand that it's not hard. Okay. You're not a 70-year-old looking at the internet for the first time.
It's brand new technology to her.
It's brand new old technology to her. And it was just the fascination. I wasn't born when reel-to-reels were first, invented. I knew how to work a reel-to-reel, though. It took me a little time to go, okay, do this, 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 this. I didn't have to go get 18 people in there. And I'm old enough, and I'm sure you are, Ken, too. Maybe not you, Bell, cutting reel-to-reel.
Yeah, I did.
I'm older than both of you.
Yeah, but you didn't cut reel-to-reel because you were in the music industry more than you were in the...
No, I had to cut regularly because we would do research tests. And I would have to be doing, slicing out the piece of the song I wanted to use and stringing it all together so it could be played in one big loop at the research test.
It is just... When you tell people, especially I'll talk to the interns, well, not the interns, but our promotions team, the youngsters downstairs, and we were talking the other day, and it came up on the reel-to-reel, and they looked at me as if, basically, I rode there on a dinosaur. So, what kind of dinosaur did you ride?
Brontosaurus.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I like comfort more than speed. Plus, there's really no worry about it spinning around and eating me. Oh, my Lord. Guys, we're going to start giving a dating advice. There's a lot of young women out there that are struggling with the dating world. This lady here, she doesn't quite well, she's struggling because she's the best at everything ever. And she gets friend zoned. You know how it is.
High value woman, so hilarious, so beautiful. I don't have what it takes to date you. That's how I think.
I get it. I want to be friends with me too.
That voice is any indicator. It's the voice that's putting them off.
You think? And remember, ladies, right? No matter how hot you are, everybody's got a sell-by date.
You just know that you can't take on what I have to offer, which is look at me. I don't care. It is what it is. I know the vibes. It just means you're high value, and they don't want to support you when they inevitably will when they date you, and you'll be like, no, this ain't working for me, sir. So yeah, that's my thought of it.
I do want my cake, and I want to eat it too, and I'd like to watch you bake it.
That may be the best, Brother Bilal.
There it is. That is spectacular. Oh, my God. And you know what else I want to do? Eat it in peace.
I'll be going out to the garage.
Whenever you watch any of those people talk about the divorce attorneys and stuff and all this kind of stuff, what's the one thing the guy always says? Well, how's it going? Oh, it's great, man. I'm just living in peace. It's good. It's quiet. It's peace. We are not hard, ladies. but we're not stupid. Okay? We're not. That right there, by the way, hot mess. Smoking hot, but a mess. And I can already tell based on this, your friends, also a nightmare. And I do not envy the youth of America today. I do not. Now, if you think she takes the cake, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, this dating world. Yesterday, we hammered the guys for the insanity. How about a little bit of this for the youngsters out there who may have to date sooner or later? You better get it through your head. She's amazing and you suck.
Gave him all the reasons why I believe that so. I also told him that I don't believe it's a woman's job as a wife to clean the house and cook because that's manual labor.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Did you hear what? This lady just tried to rule herself out of Belle's love. Manual labor.
Manual labor.
I can show you where the women's shelter is. Won't be staying here.
Oh, my God. She's not done. So just, you guys understand, right? Like that's, none of those things are her job. Now, just out of curiosity, if I also work all day and I clean the house and do stuff, are you going to do any of the other things or are you above those things?
Even if we're unmarried, we can easily find intimacy. To summarize, I basically told this man to his face on the first date that he is useless to me unless he makes himself useful, and that he could never expect any trad wife crap from me. So why did I say these things to this man? Because as we were talking, I felt like he could handle it. He seemed emotionally mature, and it seemed like he knew who he is and what he wants. Not all men are like that, and for some men, subtlety is necessary because they get offended so easily.
She seems like my robot nightmare.
She also tells the guy, hey, I can be a whore and get sex. I don't need you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd be listening to that going, well, feel free to go.
3157 types, where's manual? The labor. If we're going to do the labor, where's manual? Does anybody know where manual is? So let's find out how the guy did.
These masculine men are not intimidated by intelligence, and they actually search it out because they know it will benefit their lives in the long run. If you consider yourself to be an intelligent woman, then a man like this will make a great husband for you. But it takes a lot of dating to find men like this because they're kind of rare. Until you are married, you are absolutely single.
Okay.
So keep dating until you find the man who loves you for the things that make you special.
Sure, I'm glad I'm married.
Yeah, me too.
Happily.
You know what? You hear this and you realize marriage between a man and woman, second most divorced group.
Yeah.
Man and man, least divorced group. Woman and woman, the most divorced.
Well, that's because there's two women involved.
Yes, exactly. What's the common denominator here? Hoo-ha of craziness.
Double hoo-ha of craziness.
Double hoo-ha of craziness right there. And it's funny because eventually we had intimacy together and then he left because he took that as a challenge. That's what he took it at. At that point in time, if I was younger, I'd be like, I'm going to make her bake me a cake, clean my house. We're going to get it on. And then ghosty.
And now he won't text me back.
He doesn't love me. Oh, I do not, for the life of me, understand why she is single.
I couldn't tell you, man.
Why she is single. How could that be? Oh, keep doing this, lady. You know what that is? Shh.
I'll tell you why I'm single.
It's a penis repellent.
I'll tell you why I'm single, because I'm not putting up with that crap.
No, God, no. No, neither would Ike Turner.
Tell us what Ike would have done, Chad.
Just saying.
What would Ike do?
Oh my God. That is horrible. That is, geez, God, that right there was awful. I can't believe I said that. But then again, kind of funny, and you guys know it, and you're laughing. So settle down. This guy, I love this too. I bet he got laid. But he did too. But you wonder why you're miserable. You guys, in fact, she's so whiny that she's never going to even find a cat that likes her. That's how bad she is. And he's going to look and go, I don't know who you think's cleaning this box, but somebody better do it. And if it's manual, you better find him. Oh, ladies, keep doing it. Keep getting what you get. Coming up, TSA nightmare going on. Oh, what a nightmare. I just saw where they're sleeping in their cars. They're selling their plasma. All of those things are happening. They're calling in by droves. We will talk about that and the waits across America. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 997. Bullwork Capital Management, April 2nd, 5:30. Time to find out if you can be doing better with your investments in your retirement. Are you where you want to be? Are you growing fast enough? My buddies over at Bullwork are amazing. My family's with them. I'm with them. They are incredible. And the way that they do things, so much different than everybody else. First and foremost, risk management. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. Secondly, they're active managers. They're going to show you what it is all about, how they use their fundamentals when it comes to investing, how they look. Have a global approach, not just a singular thing. We're going to stick you in a few things here in some mutual funds, and we'll see it grow. It's about what can we do for you that's going to give you the best return on what you work so hard for. It's a free webinar. It's called Cutting Through the Market Noise. Sign up today at knowyourriskpodcast.com. You can also get yourself a free portfolio review. They'll go through your portfolio, talk about what's in there, show you the plan that they would have for you. It's simple and easy, but this webinar is an amazing way to check out what Bullwork does. Sign up today, 5:30, April 2nd. Absolutely free for you. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com or check out Bullwork Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guarantee future results. Trek 2648.
All right, drivers in Laverne got a stalled vehicle blocking the right lane, 24 westbound there at Waldron Road. A Los Angeles jury finding Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial. And NES officials say they're facing serious security concerns. We'll tell you about it at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
You know who doesn't face serious security concerns? People who do their job and don't lie about it and throw everybody else under the bus. I'm not saying you should do anything because you shouldn't. Stay away from them. Leave them alone. They're shamed publicly. They should be forced to wear a giant A.
Are you talking about me?
No.
Oh.
No.
A giant A.
Right? Remember that? Scarlet Letter. Did you ever see that movie with Demi Moore and Robert Duvall? Wow, was that bad?
That came out in like the early 90s, didn't it?
The only good thing, I think Gary Oldman's in it too. The only good thing was she took a milk bath where she was buck naked, and you're like, this is all right. Bet she can bake.
It was buttermilk.
It was buttermilk.
That it spoiled.
If you're going to travel, be careful.
Flying out of New Orleans or any major airport in the next several days, you need to get there extremely early. We wove through every row in the parking lot before even getting in the building. It took 2 hours just to get through the parking lot and get in the building. And then we had another 2-hour wait between there and the actual clearance of TSA. There were only 2 TSA agents working. They weren't allowing rental cars to leave the state. We missed our flight along with lots of other people, but thankfully we were able to get rebooked.
Wow. They're not even letting rental cars get out. This lady, though, ma'am, are you having a great experience?
Worst airport situation I've ever seen. I'm not
Fantastic.
even sure where this line ends. Look how far it goes. Wow. Look, it's so bad. Unbelievable. Wraps around the entire airport.
Yeah. So there's that. Do the best you can to find out how bad things are in your neck of the woods. And if you're flying somewhere, this is the other thing. If you're flying somewhere, make sure that the plane got to where it's going before it comes to get you. Because a lot of these places, they're having issues at the hubs.
Or just get a charter plane.
Yeah, always. Or don't go. That one's for free, guys. I give you those every once in a while. A little gem. That one's for free. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Back at it with One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We'll have your one-hit wonders, more of crazy white women doing crazy white women things that make us laugh. Plus, we got an update on Iran. The big lawsuits that have come down over the last 24 hours has not helped the social media networks. I'll tell you that right now. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got a brand new crash just popped up on my screen here. It is 24 westbound near Bell Road, and it involves injury. A Los Angeles jury has found Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial which accused the companies of intentionally designing addictive products. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has more.
At the center of this case is a now 20-year-old woman named Kaylee who said that she basically got hooked on these apps as young as age 6. She was using them for hours a day, and that contributed to mental harm over the years. This is, for her lawyers, they say a big win for her. This really is seen as a bellwether case for thousands of others like it that take on big tech companies and their role in the social well-being of young children.
In a statement to the media, a Meta spokesperson said, "We respectfully disagree with the verdict and are evaluating our legal options." Operation Epic Fury, the 15-point plan that the Trump administration presented to the Iranians to end the war, has been rejected, according to Iranian state TV. We get more from ABC's Karen Travers.
We're told by sources that it addresses Iran's ballistic missile program, the nuclear program, as well as maritime routes. But the president has been expressing some confidence that he could get to a deal by the end of this week. And remember, that was the deadline that he had imposed on Iran with that threat for the United States to strike at Iran's energy infrastructure. He had said that that was a threat for Monday night. He lifted it and extended it by a couple of days. But now it certainly looks like any potential potential deal is not possible with Iran rejecting what the administration has put forward.
Well, Nashville Electric Service leaders say they're facing serious security concerns following January's ice storm. This is CEO Teresa Broyles-Applin at today's board meeting.
We are grateful to MMPD for assistance in helping us secure our campus, mitigate threats, and doubling our overall security footprint during a portion of our storm recovery.
Now, NES says at least 11 credible death threats have been made against management. Metro Police investigating. NES, as you heard there, says they're beefing up security. And for that, we turn to WSMV Channel 4 Chief Investigative Reporter Jeremy Finley.
NES's embattled leader, Teresa Applin Broyles, started receiving 24 hours a day protection from off-duty Metro Police at her Nashville home on February 1st. That's according to emails between Metro Police and WSMV4 Investigates. Also receiving 12 hours a day security at his home, COO Brent Baker. According to emails, Applin Broyles security cost $88 an hour, 24 hours a day at her home. The February invoice for half a month of added security at NES's headquarters on Church Street and at the residences of the COO and CEO, $147,000.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Wednesday. Get you over the hump. Portion of the program is brought to you by NCA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. We got our one-hit wonder coming up in a little bit. Israel's worried that we're going to pull out. Pull-out method never works. That we're going to be say, done. We're done. We don't want to do this anymore. That's what they're worried about. Because they want to continue the fight. And we don't, because it's not helping us. It isn't. Let's be honest. It's not. No matter what they say, this isn't helping us at all. Price is going up. You're seeing now that the worry of a recession is growing. And we really haven't even felt it outside of the gas. And we're going to start feeling that more and more if we go and attack. We're going to send 1,000 troops, ground troops. Now Iran is doing something to Karg Island. Who knows what they're doing to it? Booby trapping it, maybe. It's a possibility. But Israel doesn't want this to stop, and neither do the likes of, all of our Gulf partners. They want us to keep going. And I keep asking, okay, well, what's the thing? What is it you want? Like, where are we in this? Where? We don't want them to get a nuclear. Okay, we get that. I can guarantee you, if we ended this thing today and we say we got everything we wanted, 3 months from now, it's like, we heard they got nuclear weapons coming again. 2 weeks.
The Saudis want this so bad. Why aren't they jumping in?
That's my thing. Hey, everybody, it's free to join. We're not going to stop you. You guys want to kick in some money and you guys want to go throw down? Feel free to jump in the game. Feel free to do that. If that's what you want so bad, Saudi Arabia, we know you got some people there that would like to fight. Go ahead. All of the other ones, right? Whoever else wants to get into the action, feel free to knock yourself out. I don't want to pay for it. I don't think you want to pay for it, and we don't want to pay for it in blood with our soldiers. We don't. And sure in the hell don't want to do it for Israel. I was watching a few CIA guys and stuff that talk about the Operation Samson. Essentially, that's the Hail Mary from Israel. If things go sideways and they feel like they're threatened. It's kind of like the last, like if you there are certain snakes that are super poisonous, but they'll strike you, but they'll do it without opening their mouth, right? Just because they. And then when they feel like there's nothing else, that's when they'll hit you with their poison, their venom. And that would be a nuke. And I'm like, there's no way that Israel could nuke. If you nuke, first of all, what do we do at that point in time? We're like, oh, my God.
Like, we'll get with you in a little while. We're at a state meeting.
Yeah. I'm sending, here comes J.D. Vance. He's going to come. Marco, go fix this. Not you, Pete. Sit down, Pete. Oh, my Lord.
If anybody drops a nuke, that's going to basically take the blinders and the locks off.
Yeah.
Where everybody who has one is going to go, okay, it's on the table now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. The worry is, if Iran, first of all, you guys do know that in theory, Israel doesn't have they won't tell anybody they have nuclear weapons, but they do. They also won't sign the non-proliferation agreement. They're not doing any of those things. And they're also realizing too, here's the thing, they're vulnerable now. Have you guys noticed every day more and more things are getting through? More and more things are getting through. They're exhausted. As we talked about yesterday, Ken and I were talking about, was October 7th, 3 years ago? They're exhausted.
The Iron Dome can only hold back a certain percentage of what's going to be thrown at them, and Iran has just been chucking everything they can at them.
And Iran they're in a better position now, even though they're getting. Everybody's like, how dare you say it? No, here's the reality of it. They're raging a different kind of war. It's an economic war, and they're looking out there and saying, if we can survive, we can make the world's economy crappy, and everybody is going to suffer. Well, Iran's going to suffer. Here's the thing. Iran is the most diversified economy throughout the Middle East, and the reason is so many sanctions, they had to figure out how can we keep everything indoors and everybody can thrive. So we have to figure out what are we going to do. But at the end of the day, when we sit down and finally actually have a talk with them where we're not going to blow up whoever their leader is this week, because that isn't a good thing either when you go and you kill all of the people who are negotiating. You can understand why they don't want to sit down and talk. But even if we come up to an agreement, it doesn't mean Israel's getting on board with it. And what happens if we do send people into Karg Island and it's booby trap? Somebody said, you said booby. I get what I said. And yes, that's funny. What does that look like if we start losing men and women by the by more than a few, and it's visible kind of stuff. Those are questions that need to be asked. It is, because this was supposed to be, they said today, another 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So, okay, $200 billion, another $200 billion. And alas, here we are. And now we've got the Gulf partners are trying to push us. Go, don't stop, keep going. As Bell said earlier, feel free to jump in. All right, guys? Feel free.
The Saudis are encouraging us, and they hate Iran.
Yeah.
But they're sitting back, and the whole attitude just seems to be, let the U.S. do the dirty work.
Yes. That's it. Right? Like, that's it. So I thought the news report said, well, there's already, 4,000 to 5,000, this is what Sally asked, Marines, and they're sending 1,000 plus of the 82nd Airborne. So that would put it in and around that range. But those are more boots on the ground kind of stuff, as opposed to who's on the ships and things of that nature.
I actually saw a texter sent in a picture earlier, and Trump has them wearing Crocs. So there's
I saw that. That was so funny.
No boots on the ground.
So there's no boots on the ground. They're just wearing Crocs.
They can put their socks on if they want.
If they want. Crocs. By the way, I said yesterday was my hot take? Sandals and socks.
Yeah.
I send the guys a picture last night. I go across the street to Virginia's to get one of my drinks, for the next day. I get my energy drink or whatnot. I sent him a picture because the guy in front of me, what's he wearing? Sandals and socks.
Oh, is that what?
I wrote back, it must not be a listener.
No. Yeah, no. You can't. That was just like, and it's so funny because my buddy who works there, he comes around the corner, and I look down because he also had sandals and socks on. And I said, just shame. And he goes, what? And I said to Deese, come on, dude, what is that? What are those sandals and socks for? He's like, I'm comfortable. I'm like, there's no, sorry. No.
They're making me uncomfortable.
They're making us all uncomfortable. No doubt about that. TB says, I'm a Trump backer, but you can't declare victory or success without a clear, measurable objective. And that's my thing. What is it? Because we're not going to kill everybody in Iran. That's not going to help. By the way, at some point in time, the other parts of the Muslim world are going to go, yeah, this isn't going to happen. So, and I thought the whole goal was, let's replace them because there are so many amazing things in Iran, and we could bring them back into the fold of the world of freedom and all this kind of stuff. So, what is the end game? And does Israel have to sign off on everything, or are we allowed to go our own way? You can go your own way. Israel never said that to us.
Who sings that?
That was Fleetwood Mac. Well, that was me right there.
Probably keep it that way.
No, because Fleetwood Mac doesn't sing, you can go your own way. Israel never said that to us. They sing that other crappy song. Yeah. So 540 said the whole thing can go south really quick, and I hope Trump isn't that stupid. Yeah. So it can. And that's just it. I mean, all you have to do was Operation Eagle Claw, right? That's the Carter thing that went sideways. Think about what happened there when they tried to send in special forces and they crashed in the desert and all those lives were lost. And it changes. We've lost, like Vietnam and all these things. We left not because we couldn't destroy everything, but there wasn't a clear objective in the mission. We were losing too many people and public sentiment turned. Why did the Russians lose in Afghanistan? Public sentiment eventually turned where they couldn't ignore it even as communists. The mothers were like, we can't send our babies over to die. Can't happen.
Well, and the thing that seems to be happening here is it's neat that we can use these precision strikes to, eliminate as many civilian casualties as possible. But man, when you go to war, you got to win.
Yes.
And it's nasty.
It is nasty.
And I mean, we could obliterate Iran if we wanted to.
Totally.
But this surgical type thing, man, we've seen it go south so many times.
The school. We killed 163 of their young girls. That's a hard thing with, Trump saying, no, we didn't. It was this, and everybody, yes. And finally we came out and said, yeah, we did that. It wasn't on purpose.
No. Yeah, the Pentagon finally comes out and goes, it looks like we did.
But you understand that the whole goal, I thought, was to regime change, not regime change. Like you said, this thing goes south really quick. We accidentally hit some stuff. At some point in time, I'm looking at some of these places in Tehran. They're showing their blocks obliterated. Not everything there was military. And they've lost how many people? We don't know. But if you're going to eventually run the risk of having people turn on the people, we thought you were here to help, and instead you've made it much worse.
And Chad and I were talking earlier about the Gulf War and how Colin Powell, in his biography, wrote that the lawyers were having to green light what he could strike. And I'm sure that exact same thing is happening now, where you've got to take a target into a lawyer and have the lawyer go, yeah, it looks legit. You can hit that one. Oh, no, not that one. That's too close to a mosque.
Yeah. But we were trying to do what there? We were trying to get everybody on our side because we're going into Iraq. We don't want to blow up their holy sites or blow up any of those things because it makes it look like it's a war on Islam when really it was a war on Saddam. Here, this isn't a war on Islam. Some people might say it is, but they're Shia. They're the smallest group of the bunch. This is a war on the leaders, the clerics. There is no clear definition. And we'd all like them to wave the white flag and say, you guys win, we surrender. I just don't see that happening because they're waging a different kind of war. And that war is economic. So they can, their goal is it's an act of attrition. Can we outlast you? Because you have to deal with free press and politics at home and people being angry. And we're able to do what we want at this point in time as far as the press and all of that stuff. And if we start losing men, young men and women, that's another situation where it's going to get loud. They're already lost. I mean, think about how many people they've probably lost. Well over 1,000, maybe 1,500. That starts to add up. Like Ken said, we can obliterate them in 5 minutes. This is not about winning the battle.
Yeah, their public doesn't care if a mullah or a cleric gets killed.
Yeah.
But if you accidentally bomb the apartment building next to him where his best friend lived, that's not going to go over well with the populace.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not going to go over well at all. And then you've got competing narratives because you've got Israel wanting us to do stuff and to get deeper in there and to do this thing. And they're pushing, put boots on the ground. And then you've got the Gulf folks who were, somebody said, who's paying for their security? We are. But we're also occupying a lot of their lands with our bases. And they want us to keep going because they're Sunni. They're not Shia. So, but what's the clear objective? If you were to ask 10 people in the Pentagon, they would probably all give you a different answer.
And you probably hear some, I don't know, I'm just pushing the buttons they tell me to push.
That's it. All right, coming up, enough of this serious talk. White women. You know who you are. And we got One Hit Wonder Wednesday coming up. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to vote for Chad.
No.
A vote for Chad is a vote for America.
If you vote for Chad, I have to see voter ID.
A vote for Ken Weaver is a vote for little fellas.
Oh, there you go. I vote for Ken on that one, too. It's Chad Betches, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, let me tell you something. Omaha Steaks right now, 50% off site-wide spring sales event going on. USDA certified, absolutely amazing choice cut tender fillets wrapped in bacon on sale, 50% off. They've got tons of different things you can choose from, whether you want all burgers, you want bonus burgers, you want stuff that they have like seafood. Maybe you want a plethora of things all delivered right to you. And here's the beauty of all of this. At a time when we've got enough things to think about, the last thing you want to think about is, what am I going to make for dinner? They've got you covered. They've got everything, including things like your dessert, potatoes, you name it. They've got everything for you. 50% off site-wide, delivered right to your door with a 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. And when you use my code Benson, you get an extra $35 off at checkout. It is that simple. So go right now. Omaha Steaks, since 1917, America's Butcher, the best around, from smash burgers to incredible chicken. Do not sleep on the Polynesian pork chops and everything in between. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code Benson. Get an extra $35 off. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for details. Terms may apply.
All right, drivers, got an injury crash, 24 westbound near Bell Road. We also have a landmark ruling from a federal court in Los Angeles against Meta and Instagram, YouTube as well. That's coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Speaking of landmark, Matt and I are going to be out on Friday. Sounds like all of the stations are going to be out there except for, Bell and Ken, who doesn't want to come because he hates us. But we're going to be out at Scoreboard, Opry, Friday, March 27th. Broadcasting live all the way to 6 p.m. Enjoy great food, Budweiser specials, and yes, this is all about the madness. The bracket madness, you say. You can win prizes. Come hang out with us. Feel free to say hi. Come over and go, hello. And if you would like to know more on what's going to be going on out there, 997WTN.com/events for that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It is White Woman Wednesday. Man, there's so many crazy white women. Oh, this one here. This one may take the cake. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
It's White Woman Wednesday. She's saving the world in a thread bank. Typing lists every sentence, then hit send and calls it present. White Woman Wednesday.
Oh, the white women
Nip it in the bud.
can't, because they're too crazy to nip it in the bud. This is something that only an educated white woman would ever say. This is a professor, the Cal State University. I think it's Fullerton.
So this isn't Kylie?
No, this is the kind of person where Kylie even goes, what?
And the idea that I have to get up here and say that trans women are women and that's what I have to use my time to do is absurd. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. And shame on you for using lesbian politics as a front for your transphobia, because this lesbian has had plenty of girlfriends with penises.
If you have a penis, you're a man.
That's a roundabout way of saying you're straight.
Well,
you
not
guys like to
necessar-
role play.
Not necessarily straight, but if you're a penis, you ain't a woman.
No. It feels like it's a roundabout way of saying you're pretending to be gay so you can get into the club, but it's mostly just role playing.
Now, maybe you're just a cross-dresser and you're pretending that it goes a little beyond that.
God, this is... how do you... You're supposed to be educated. You're like there. You're teaching at a school. And you're willing to look at somebody and go, of course my girlfriend has a wiener.
If you need the word trans in front of woman, you're a man.
Of course that dude's got a vagina. How do you... I don't even get it. I don't even know how you do it. How do you look at somebody and say that with a straight face?
Remember the video you showed me yesterday with the guy who looked like he was out of the manosphere, and he's talking about, I'm not gay because even though my girlfriend used to have a penis, she doesn't anymore. So
Yeah.
now I'm straight.
Yeah, that's it. That's the other thing too. You know, you're kind of gay. Like if they did the full Monty, but if they still are intact, if you will,
I don't think she was.
No.
I think that's what he was trying to claim.
Yeah, I think that you can pretend, but that right there is an argument that a white woman makes. Right there, a white woman makes that argument.
Yeah,
right.
Hey, trans people for Iran.
And look, go ahead, live your life, all that kind of stuff. I don't care.
No, go to Iran to protest. See what happens.
I don't care what you do. What I don't want to hear though is you tell me science matters.
Yeah.
Except for the part where it matters.
Yeah.
Science matters except for the part where it proves I'm a man and not a woman.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Believe the science.
Look, my neighbor, when I was a kid, he had a kit car. It was awesome, right? You think it's cool when you're a kid and you look over there and it looks like a Ferrari, right? It kind of, but the closer you get, you start to realize that ain't a Ferrari. Then when he fires it up, you realize, dude, you got a kit car. And underneath it, it's still just a V-dub engine. Just saying. Putting that out there. Got some of your text messages. And then One Hit Wonder Wednesday is coming up. This is it. Currently, Bell holds the belt. Ken's trying to get it for the first time. I'm trying to get it back.
Unfortunately, I'm dominating in the votes.
Right now, Bell is up a smidge, just a smidge. But you know what? He's counting. And that's the problem right there. He's the one counting. I think Ken and I are going to, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to get Rudy Giuliani on the phone and go get me Sidney Powell and release the Kraken.
I am cheating a little bit because if you vote for Chad, I require voter ID.
Voter ID. Voter ID.
That's disenfranchisement.
That's exactly what that is. I feel disenfranchised, and I have standing because this does affect me. Maybe they should have learned that when they were doing all those lawsuits back in 2020. We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. A Los Angeles jury finding Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark civil trial which accused the companies of intentionally designing addictive products. A Meta spokesperson said, "We respectfully disagree with the verdict and are evaluating our legal options, which is sure to be an appeal." And they've got the bank to drag it out. Operation Epic Fury. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says efforts to end the war on Iran have not stalled.
They have not. Talks continue. They are productive, as the president said on Monday, and they continue to be.
No details.
President Trump does not bluff, and he is prepared to unleash hell. Iran should not miscalculate again. Their last miscalculation cost them their senior leadership, their Navy, their Air Force, and their air defense system. Any violence beyond this point will be because the Iranian regime refused to understand they have already been defeated and refused to come to a deal.
But they're still controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Right now in Tennessee, a proposal before Tennessee lawmakers would require public reporting on gender transition procedures across the state and require insurance to cover detransition services. Opponents warn the measure could lead to stigma for patients, while the bill's sponsor says the data would protect privacy while helping the state track how these services are being used. This is Democrat State Senator London Lamar, who opposes, addressing the sponsor, Republican State Senator Brent Taylor.
My understanding that transition or detransition services is essentially a cosmetic surgery. Do you know if the Department of Health also publishes data on how many people in the state get BBLs, liposuction, boob jobs, or any other form of cosmetic surgery?
It's really disappointing that you would think that something as life-altering as going through gender dysphoria and going through a transition service, realizing what a mistake it was, and then going back and wanted to have a detransition service, that you lump that in with a boob job. That is really, really disappointing. This is far more serious than a boob job, as you mentioned.
So providers who fail to comply could face license suspensions and fines of up to $150,000. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm